Okay, hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to look at an updated version of our co-op list.
Yes, we are. So we've done 3 or 4 of these now, I think, haven't we? Or this will be the fourth one. There's going to be some games on here or not on here that you will think, why on earth not? And that's because it's the fourth one. They're going to be in one of those other lists. So we'll put the links to those in that top pin comment for you.
Lovely. If you enjoyed the content, then consider subscribing. And well, let's jump into the list. Alright, first game then is from this guy over here, and he's convinced me already to buy it. What is it?
So we're going to go for Risk of Rain. I can't stop mentioning this game. I've played it, it's crazy. It's a roguelike game, and you have to collect money and then buy upgrades to get further into the game. And it's just enhanced massively with multiplayer, as you would expect. I'm talking about the first one. There is a sequel which, to all extents and purposes, may well do everything better. But
it's supposed to be really good.
Absolutely. I've got it on the 2-disc version that you get, the physical, but I've not played it yet. So it may well be that 2's even better, but I'm referring to 1. It's just a fantastic experience in 2-player, and it's got online as well.
We're going to throw in the people's choice. Now we ask you every time we do these videos, which games are we forgetting about? What are we missing? And we always mention Monster Hunter, which we love and is brilliant online. And then you guys say, yeah, it's great, but you should also try out God Eater 3.
Yeah.
So this is the viewer choice, and it's God Eater 3. And I think you can have up to 6 players in co-op online fighting against the monsters. Again, this is your one, so you'll have to let us know down in the comments why is it that people should play this game.
Yeah, please do, because I'm intrigued about this one. Let us know.
I'm going to spend more money, aren't I? Flipping heck.
Next then, we've got a couple of games, we'll bundle them in together. Blast from the Past, this is Doom 1 and 2, which were released on the Switch a few months back, and they're dirt cheap. They're like £4, $5, whatever it is. And they've had a massive update since then. They're now at 60 frames with another few bits added as well. In co-op, these are great fun, aren't they? We played through the first one in co-op, split screen, just such a good time.
Definitely, and they knew how to do difficulty back in the day. You got your choice at the start, and my word, it's brutal, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Right, next pick, I needed to put a beat 'em up on here. There were so many to choose from, but I've decided to plump for Castle Crashers, which is a very good game. 4-player, I believe you can have this in.
Decent.
And we've played it in a bit of it in 2-player. Great game, really nice, colourful, hand-drawn art style. I would say it's made for 2-player, made for multiplayer. In terms of the the mechanics of the beat 'em up, I think actually it's suited more to being a multiplayer game. Well worth buying, well worth picking up.
This was one from Microsoft?
It was on the 360, wasn't it, way back when? I think it was on Xbox Live originally, and yeah, it's now the remastered version on the Switch.
Next up then is Hypercharged Unboxed, which Glenn reviewed on the channel. Now this is very much Toy Story with guns, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
You're in a first person view. You can play either cooperatively or there's versus modes.
Yes, yeah, so the co-op mode is it's almost like tower defense, isn't it? First person tower defense, you build up your defenses and then you shoot hordes of enemies as they come in, all toy based of course. This is a co-op list, but it would be a shame not to mention the other modes. So competitively you have Plague mode, don't you, which is a great deal of fun as well, and a few other PvP modes as well. Really worth checking out this game, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hope the community is strong on there because it's a great game.
Definitely, well worth buying, pretty cheap as well.
Yeah, it's about £20 I think, worth getting for that price.
next one then is sort of Ditto, which I reviewed on the channel. It's a top-down, slightly roguelite, Zelda-ish experience that you can play with a partner. Now the interesting bit here is that the whole game is based around you becoming this character that only happens every X number of years. You literally rise from the dead.
Oh, okay, right.
So when you die, you rise as a new person from the dead.
Yeah.
You can do that, like I say, the whole thing with another person. It's not the most deep game ever. Like, you need to know what you're getting into. It's very light-hearted. It's just one of those games that makes you smile when you play it. Really easy to pick up and play. I enjoyed it a lot. Check out my review. I'd say this might be a bit of a hidden gem.
Nice. Okay, in the same way that this list needed a beat 'em up, it needed a shoot 'em up as well, and I have gone for Jamestown Plus. Now the reason I picked this one out of the many that you could choose from is because I like the way it handles its co-op.
Yeah.
So as long as one of you stays alive, the other person will respawn within about 5 seconds.
Okay.
So if you're playing with someone that's not as skilled, as long as you do your bit and stay alive, when they die, you can come back and continue on. And I just thought that was a nice way of doing it.
It was a nice. You said not as skilled and looked right at me.
Well, you know, I mean, you take that how you will, but no, I just shoot 'em ups are notoriously difficult and quite off-putting for some people, I would imagine, and this is a nice way of doing it.
Then on to Cat Quest 2. Then I enjoyed the first one of this. It's got a bit of nostalgia for the channel because it was one of the first games we were able to play when we went to EGX. That's a big game show here in London. And Cat Quest 2 is a continuation, very similar to the first title, but they added in co-op, which genuinely makes a nice change. Little quirky things like one of you plays as a dog and one of you as a cat.
Oh, okay.
Just add to it, you know. And the storyline's pretty simple, you know. It's good. You've got your loot in there. You've got your not potentially grinding because it's an action RPG. But I like the map as well. The kind of top down. It looks like you're on the world map.
Yeah,
the
you
whole
walk
time.
across it, don't you? Yeah, that's nice.
It's a lovely little game.
There's they're bringing out a 1 and 2 bundle, physical bundle of that. So the two games together. So it might be worth having a look into if you're interested.
The last game on the list is Earthfall. Now, the only negative I can really level at this one is that performance wasn't always perfect.
Okay.
Really, it wasn't always perfect. But the online aspect is great fun. It's essentially Left 4 Dead if you played that back in the day, which pits 4 people against alien hordes. So rather than zombies, you're fighting against aliens.
Yeah.
You'll have your huge aliens that drop down and you'll all be trying to battle them. You can res people when they go down. It is first person, which is a nice change on the Switch. And yeah, a little hidden one potentially that's worth looking at.
You played a chunk of this online, didn't you, with our friends over in the US? And,
yeah,
it was good, wasn't it?
It was great fun. That's the thing. If you can get over, and that's often the case with the Switch, if you can get over its misgivings, so the slight performance hit, the slight visual downgrade, if you can get over those things, then it's a good game. And if you can find it on sale, buy it. Brilliant, so that's our co-op updated list. Remember what Glenn said at the start, check the links down below. Once you've watched this, maybe have a look at the other ones, because there's some great co-op games on the Nintendo Switch that you might not expect.
Absolutely. I'm going to put the link to our first ever video, which was a co-op video. It's appalling these days. I mean, it's embarrassing to watch, but I'll stick it down. You can have a laugh, whatever, you know. But it'll be down there. If there's a game that you think should be on one of these lists that isn't, tell us about it, and maybe it will make the cut next time.
Thanks. For all things Switch, all the time, keep it Switch up.
Lovely.
See ya!